Attention! Oh. At ease, men. I said at ease. That's better. Stand up straight, soldier. Today, we embark on a mission. We have seen the enemy, and they are near. So today, we will go down there.
Down where? Sir! Sir!
And we will blow them out of the water. This mission will start at the Norfolk Scope with
WCW Wrestling.
And it will end right here tonight at the Hampton Roads Coliseum, for Raw is War. This is your mission, if you choose to accept it. Ladies,
you don't have to tell it.
Except, ladies and gentlemen, it will be all for one and one for all. Now, suck it!
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.
It's me, Austin! Oh, son of a bitch!
I'm now on WCW.
Hello, faces and heels. We're back again, shooting the era of attitude with myself and my co-host Garrett.
How's it going, everybody?
How are you doing today, Garrett?
My internet's fucked and I hate it.
This one's gonna be fine.
If you must know, that's how I feel. But other than that, everything's great.
Welcome to Canada, where the internet sucks.
Oh fuck, we've got seriously, we have like dictatorship internet laws.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
and we probably pay like 5
out
times
the
as
ass
much.
for them. Yeah, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
All right.
How was last time we recorded? What happened?
Triple H took over DX, brought in X-Pac and the New Age Outlaws. Austin versus McMahon officially, but very quietly began. That's not going to be this case this time. That shit's going to go crazy. The Val Venis vignettes started. Kane and The Undertaker have an amazing feud. Raw finally passes Nitro in the ratings after 84 straight weeks.
And our 10th attitude adjustment.
Yep. Dan Severn debuts. Dude Love returned and is named the #1 contender.
I also had Owen Hart had enough and declared it was time for a change.
And it was time for a change.
Rock usurped the role of leader from the nation and became the ruler of the nation.
Yep.
And the last thing we saw was Dude Love got the win over Austin. However, he did not get the title.
Correct.
Before we start, at Tweener Podcast, if you want to chat with us on Twitter, check out whatever bullshit gifs I've put up there this week.
They're great, by the way. You should all look at them.
You think I would have gotten a plug from JR with that one with him kicking Cole in the balls, but...
Oh, it's a good one.
C'est la vie. Tweener Wrestling Podcast at gmail.com. Just send us an email whenever, and you can also subscribe on Facebook and YouTube as well. Just get our subscriber count up and check out our latest videos, whether they're Air of Attitude or our off-script stuff.
Yep.
Garrett, break it down.
All right. Our first Raw is April the 27th, 1998, in Hampton, Virginia. I always like to say the Hamptons because, I don't know, it's not the Hamptons. It's Hampton. We open after a rather boring pay-per-view, minus the main event.
True.
With DX starting their invasion of WCW. They spew the usual stuff that GX does with all their sexual innuendos and dick jokes, and they ride off in a Jeep to prepare for battle. There's a hilarious Macho Man Randy Savage impression by X-Pac as well that he does here. We're going to use this for the opening. So
it was the only funny or interesting part of the whole 4-week, 5-week experiment.
Yep, it was. There was like one other moment, and it's on this fucking episode. So no, it's next week maybe. And either way. Also,
people saying WCW always makes me laugh.
Yeah. X-Pac being like, "Oh yeah," so funny. The main storylines on this Raw is Owen Hart joins the Nation of Domination, and DX invades WCW, as we just started talking about. Our first big moment in this Raw is Owen joining the Nation by turning on Ken Shamrock. We obviously know this is after the pay-per-view. He's sick of losing to Triple H and DX in general. Him and Shamrock have a match against The Rock and D'Lo?
Nope, Mizark.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So Mark Henry's not doing anything, obviously.
Yeah. Out comes Steve Blackman and Farouk, who both get the shit kicked out of them by the Nation. Looks like Shamrock will be out of commission for quite some time. Honestly, I can't remember if he was legitimately injured with another thing or if they did this and then told him to take some time off.
I think he must have got injured at Unforgiven.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't remember what he did. But
that could be true.
Yeah, he got paralyzed.
Yeah, either way, Owen turns on Shamrock and he joins the Nation because enough is enough and it's time for a change.
Quick note I have here, by the way, before you move on. I wrote, Comet is blatantly the Godfather now.
He is.
He's even doing the Godfather, like, taunt, the pimpin' ain't easy push.
Yeah, and the walk, like the strut walk down the ramp and everything. Yeah. We'll get more to that when we get to the pay-per-view, actually, because I have something really funny about that. Yeah, so Owen Hart officially has become the Black Heart now, and that's the only way they could justify him joining a nation of all black wrestlers.
Yeah.
Because he's a Black Heart. Woo! Yeah, all right. Dude Love comes out to the ramp to discuss the results of last night's pay-per-view match with Austin. He says that he understands the people's love for Austin and that after it was all over, his tank was empty and he denied the ladies a night of passion. Dude wants either a tournament for the title or to find HBK, which draws a lot of boos, by the way. Either way, he thinks he deserves to be the champion. This fucking weird thing with the Love Shack where he keeps coming out with, like, strippers is so weird.
I also like that he has a secondary theme, which I think we should play over the top of this while we talk.
Oh, okay.
Because it's a completely different song, right?
Yeah, it is. It is.
And he's got these strippers, and apparently they approached his wife, and they're like, hey, do you want to redo, like, the groupie thing you did last year? And she's like, fuck no. Wearing thongs now.
So she's like, no, let him go with 2-bit strippers. Yeah. All right, good enough. DX is out in Norfolk, and they're asking the crowd if Eric Bischoff sucks. This is a really good plan by the WWF to go for the jugular here because WCW can't retaliate at all because they're airing first. The crowd at the WCW event apparently loves DX. Midway through, there's a nothing match with Theme stealing Terry Funk and Scorpio versus the Headbangers.
Theme stealing.
That's all I wrote. That's all I wrote for it.
That's funny shit. It's a pretty absurd match. Like, there's literally 3 top rope splashes to the floor. Like, Funk actually hits a moonsault in the ring.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. But then we go back to DX asking who's got all the free WCW tickets and to let Scott Hall go. The crowd is going apeshit for DX, and it makes me think that entire crowd was planted by the WWF.
I'm amazed they didn't get sued for some of this shit.
Oh, man. Especially the coming weeks. Holy shit.
Like, blatantly saying they're giving away free tickets.
Free tickets, yeah. Vince comes out after that looking especially gimpy tonight after he had that fucking chair shot last night. He tells us all he's had to make a lot of difficult decisions in the last 24 hours. He knows that Austin intentionally tried to maim him, and he has decided he will not be firing him yet. He has a match tonight for the WWF title against Goldust. The fuck? That's a Vince Russo moment. with Briscoe as the special guest referee. If Austin puts his hands on Briscoe, he will immediately be fired. We cut to the back, and Austin is not happy, and the crowd is fucking salivating for Austin. The most over ever. DX is back, and they're rolling down the ramp in their Jeep, yelling they're knocking on their door to let them in. DX calls WCW to accept their battle, and Gunn wants to talk to Eric Bischoff. They keep knocking on the garage door and asking to speak to Bischoff, and X-Pac is bitter about being fired still, apparently. JR is doing a really good job here of acting shocked and unaware of DX's plans.
Did you know that Kevin Nash was on the other side of that gate, apparently?
Really?
Yeah, and he's like screaming at some security guard who's there, and he's like, "Open the fucking gate!" And the guy's like, "No, I can't, safety or something."
Oh, Jesus.
But I have an idea. Why doesn't WCW just let them in?
Well, why not?
Okay, imagine you're watching Raw, and then the Jeep goes into the garage, and the gate closes. Wouldn't you be like, fuck this, I'm watching WCW? And then,
exactly!
Because you could do two things. You could either let DX go to the ring and have them pal around with the NWO. Or you could just have Meng on the other side of the gate and just have him beat the fuck out of all of them.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, it's amazing. It'd be so good. Yeah. And then, but they lost all that potential viewership by not letting them in.
Yeah. It's very strange.
Good work, security guard.
Yeah. But I always love that story of Kevin Nash on the other side of the gate.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
The next matches between Jarrett and Bradshaw exists solely for angle advancement, with Kai and Tai assaulting JBL with Taka Michinoku. This match is going to be great at Over the Edge, lol.
It was.
I know. It's a good match. Kevin Kelly is with Dude Love and wonders how upset he is. He is. He's upset. Spoiler, Kevin. Vince asks what's going on, and Dude Love does not want to be screwed with, and Vince wants the mic cut and yells at Kevin and swipes his hand, yelling at him that he owns that mic. I own that microphone! It's so good.
Very shooty-esque.
Yeah, he's like Vince is just like in the back discussing things, and then like Dude Love walks right by him, and then Vince is like, "You looking for me?" And I'm like, "How did you not notice he was there?" DX versus the Disciples of Apocalypse is happening tonight, and I hate everything.
Mm-hmm.
The Disciples of Apocalypse calls out my favorite tag team, the Legion of Doom. I can't wait for this team to fucking self-destruct. In a very rare twist of events, the Disciples win the match in a semi-clean fashion. How can Triple H allow this?
Yeah, I'm amazed. Although Triple H did his like, no, that's crap.
Oh, of course, that's crap.
I think this is the first time Triple H did his like first Michael Buffer. Let's get ready to suck it.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah.
They were
and then it
faces.
continues forever.
Yep.
Barry Windham comes out and gets squashed by the Undertaker before he calls out Kane and Paul Bearer. Paul Bearer asks for a truce. He bled last night, and he saw Kane set on fire again. He smelled the burning flesh and also admitted that he's Kane's daddy. That was the segment.
And then King goes, "That means he slept with the Undertaker's mother."
Yeah, he's like, did he bang Kane and Undertaker's mom? Like, it's so ridiculous. Triple H is back out and is pissed off and challenges anyone on the Disciples of Apocalypse to a title match. Instead, here comes Dan Severn. Russo! He comes out, and when Cornette tries to calm him down, he gets an arm bar for his trouble. And that's the end of Cornette managing Dan Severn.
It didn't make any sense.
This is crazy. Austin's all fired up, and he's going to beat some ass. It is fine for someone who can beat him, but he's going to cause Vince more gray hairs, and he will never get rid of Austin.
Good quote.
There's a really, really funny Val Venis vignette here where he's in a car and he's like, "Ladies," and he's like fucking like sighing and all this shit, and then like a lady's head pops up like by the car. He's like, "Have you found the keys yet?" And she's like, doesn't say anything. He's like, "Well, you better take another look." And she goes back down, and he like sighs a bunch as it goes like, "Val Venis is coming." It's so ridiculous.
This is probably like the most blatant thing I've seen on.
Oh my god!
The Attitude Era so far. Of like, oh my god.
Except for like, I think there's one coming up, or it happened already with Jenna Jameson.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, Val, I want to go back in the hole.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And she was Jenna Jameson, so she was wearing literally hardly anything.
Good segment.
And they probably did bang. Mero comes out after this and asks if the crowd wants Sable. Obviously, everyone does. She's like the second biggest face in the company right now. He calls her out, and she's had enough. She challenges him to a match 2 weeks from now in one of her terrible on-mic segments. Austin's going to face Goldust now in our main event. Vince has somehow once again made himself a timekeeper, and Briscoe is still the ref. Austin and Goldust keep exchanging blows until Vince teases a bell ring. Austin fights back and nuts Goldust, stuns him, and Briscoe checks for a contact. Which that spot to me just never gets old because it's just so far-fetched. Like the checking, I lost a contact lens.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
How? You're a fucking referee. Nothing's happened. Here comes Dude Love. They brawl like idiots until Vince grabs the bell and brains Briscoe trying to hit Austin. Austin celebrates in the ring after flipping off Vince as we go off the air.
And you get an iconic shot of Austin as he's jawing in the ring.
Yep. Really, really good. Classic fucking Austin. And that means their feud's heating up as we go into the second Raw, which is May 4th, 1998, from Richmond, Virginia. Foley is coming out as Cactus Jack this week, and he is not happy at all. Last he checked, he came pretty close to beating Austin and was disappointed to not even get named #1 contender afterwards. He will never wrestle as Dude Love for Vince again and parade around with strippers while his wife and child are watching.
Oh, that's a shoot, brother.
He feels this match against Terry Funk is punishment for the two to kill each other. Vince says it's important for him to become the contender, to cut out his own heart, and to beat up Terry Funk.
This is a fantastic promo by
let's play the soundbite here.
Because
Yes,
I
sir.
believe that you and I are a lot alike. I believe that you recognize this as it truly is. You see, I take adversity and turn it into triumph. This match that you have with your best friend is an opportunity. And that's what I give better than anyone in the world. Opportunity. Don't you see? Can't you clearly see this picture? Who have you been listening to? Because if you seize this moment, if you take your best friend out to this ring tonight, and you not only beat him, but you beat him an inch from his life. If you tear him limb from limb, if you reach into his chest and pull out his heart and hold it and the blood drips down all over you, then you would have made the kind of sacrifice that's necessary to be the #1 contender, the kind of sacrifice that's necessary to beat Stone Cold Steve Austin, the kind of sacrifice that's necessary to be the World Wrestling Federation champion. I've got faith in you. I've got confidence in you. Because I believe deep down in that demented cranium, you can do it. You can do it. You can seize this opportunity and once again become the #1 contender for the World Wrestling Federation Championship.
Mr. McMahon pulling a Lombardi here.
Mr. McMahon is very convincing,
When I
to say the
came
least.
out here, you threw Dude Love into my face. How does it feel for me to throw the truth into yours?
Out comes Austin and rips down the Love Shack set with a fucking rope.
The grappling hook.
With Vince going apeshit in the ring.
Because just kicking it over wouldn't have been enough. He needed
Also, the
grappling
best thing
hook.
is Dude Love is Cactus Jack is just standing on the stage right beside Austin as it gets ripped down. Oh, God. All right. So the first match tonight is Steve Blackman and Farouk versus Owen Hart and The Rock. Both Owen and The Rock don't need to be in the nation right now. I think they've both outgrown it.
Yes.
Even though Owen just joined last week.
Yes.
The match is continuously back and forth until Jeff Jarrett comes down and distracts Steve Blackman, allowing Owen to get the victory. Match pretty much got used for angle advancement heading toward the pay-per-view. Because, Blackman and Jarrett and Farouk and The Rock.
They also are co-leaders, which I thought was a little strange.
Yeah. We now have a video package dealing with the career of Briscoe before we continue with the video moments from the first Edge debut teaser. Woo! We finally arrived. Edge is coming in his weird emo promos.
I love these promos.
They're so good.
He's just running through train cars.
Yeah,
and he attacks some random guy.
I like when he's sitting around sometimes and you just hear like the girl like Euphoria, and you're like, what the fuck is happening? Is this a Calvin Klein ad? It's really good though, and I can't wait. More on that later. We have DX coming to the ring to cut a promo about a massive match happening tonight between them and the DOA with the Legion of Doom. A lot of insults fly around. There's a lot of dick jokes, obviously. Kind of a pointless segment in which most participants should have kept their mouth shut, especially X-Pac in this one. He was terrible.
Soundbite this when the LOD come out. Have you gotten to that yet?
Yeah, the LOD come out on stage.
And they're just, it's pitiful. It's one of the worst promos. Like, they're leaving and they're like, yeah, I'm real scared. They're still on the microphone and stuff.
I couldn't even find it. Oh, fuck.
Let's soundbite this shit.
All right.
You know, the five of you remind me of 5 dingleberries clumped together, pulled right from the sweaty crack of some obese old man's butt. You got Mr. Ass, which would make Road Dogg Mr. Hole. You make a fine pair. And you got Hunter, who's Mr. Nose, and you got China Well, who's just Mr.
Yeah.
And what we like to know, if you guys got the guts to turn this 4-way dance into an 8-man.
What?
Well, hey, you guys want an 8-man? Well, bring it on! Come on! Hey, that's no problem! No problem with us! Now that it's an 8-man tag, DOA and the LOD against you 4 morons, one thing for sure, X-Pac, X-Lax, whatever the hell your name is, we want your scrawny little ass in the ring tonight! Hey, little man, I'm talking to you. Why don't you talk to this right here? I can't see it. Hey, just look down. You got one too. It's hiding under that big derby of yours, Hawk. Oh, I'm shaking in my boots.
Because I remember when I came to visit you that one time, I had just watched this episode, and I was telling you about it. I was like, this was shit. This is the worst.
It was the worst. Fucking LOD. All right. We have a pointless squash between Severn and Savio Vega before we have the King and Paul Bearer backstage asking about Paul banging Undertaker's mom.
Soundbite.
Anxiously awaiting this exclusive interview with the King and Paul Bearer.
So we got a few minutes now?
Could I get somebody to get me some water?
Good. At least my towel. These lights are hot.
Listen, come here, I want to ask you something.
Do what?
Come here, I want to ask you something. Before,
Where's my coat?
I don't know.
I thought I had a coke.
Tell me about the deal before we go back. Tell me about what are you going to tell everybody about Kane? What's the deal?
I told everybody. You heard what I told them. I told the whole world he's my son. He is my son, Jerry. It's that simple.
Come on. So you're telling me
He's my son.
you're telling me
You don't believe me.
No, you're telling me you nailed the Undertaker's mother.
Well, I nailed?
Yeah.
Well, no. Okay.
Tell me. Well, how did it
How
happen?
can I trust you?
I'll tell nobody.
I was 19 years old. I was an apprentice at the funeral home.
Right.
I went out one Tuesday night to the wrestling matches like I always did with my friends, had a few beers, coming to the funeral home, and there she was in this little Teddy outfit. I've never been, don't tell nobody, I've never been with a woman before at that point. I wasn't fat like I am now either. In fact, Jerry, I was kind of studly.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, I was. Well, anyway, I come through the door and she took me right there.
Right there. Where was on the embalming table or something?
No, on the kitchen floor.
Oh, no.
Yeah, on the kitchen floor of the funeral.
Pallbearer slips the salami to the Undertaker's mother on the kitchen
in
floor.
the kitchen
Come
of the
on.
apartment of the funeral.
You swear to
home.
God.
I swear. It's the gospel truth. That's the way it happened. She took me, an innocent 19-year-old boy. I lost my virginity right there. It's true.
Pallbearer buries his baloney in the Undertaker's mother's
And you know,
kitchen. Come
she
on.
was a moaning and a groaning and a screaming, and I heard some little feet coming down the stairs. It's a good thing I got up because there was little Taker coming down the stairs. I stopped him just in time. If he'd have took 2 more steps, he'd have seen his mama's feet. One of them was in New York, and the other one was in L.A.
Can you imagine if little Undertaker had come in and seen Pallbearer and his mother bumping
This
uglies?
was the fucking best part of watching all the Raws here.
Yeah, I just love when Paul's like, I was a virgin in Studley back then. Taker's mom banged him right in the kitchen.
Because King is like, oh yeah, we'll talk to Paul Bearer after the break. And then they're like, all right, cut. Can I get a glass of water? And then he sits with Paul Bearer and acts like this is all off camera.
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, Paul Bearer's out of character going like, it's true. I slipped the salami to the Undertaker's mother.
Oh, Jesus.
And then we cut back to it, and King's like, I'm sorry that you heard my remarks. They weren't meant to be there.
Yeah.
This is the most
he
Russo
apologizes
fucking
after
thing.
commercial. Yeah,
This
it
is
is.
the most Russo. I think we should play an Oh Shit
Yep.
Vince Russo for
Yep.
this. Just
Yeah, after that, we have a really sexually charged video of Sable working out in a gym, preparing for a match with Mero next week.
boobs.
Boobs.
It was all boobs.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
The third match is just Jarrett strutting before Blackman comes down and beats the hell out of him. Burial. A massive tag match is up next on our list, the massive one. Sonny gets kicked to the curb and probably went back to do some coke with X-Pac after he also leaves. I love that. Can you tell that this is one of the Raws I recapped on Night Shift?
This is a great swerve, though, where they're sending China to the back, and X-Pac's like, no, she's
No,
wrestling.
I'm not wrestling. China is.
Yeah, that was really good.
Leaving China as the 4th member of Team DX. DX comes to the ring mocking the DOA riding mopeds. Nothing really happens in this match except for the LOD and the DOA start feuding because they start arguing with one another. Apparently the LOD were supposed to get a title shot tonight, but the DOA talked them out of it like selfish pricks.
No, the DOA were supposed to wrestle until the LOD came out, and we're like,
Well,
let's
there
make
you
it
go.
4
Well
on
done.
4.
Well done, everyone involved. That team brawls as we head to a commercial, and DX is lolling their face off.
Jesus.
Goldust faces Kane, but it's a swerve before Undertaker comes out, and him and Kane begin to brawl after he makes a beeline for Paul Bearer. They keep fighting up the ramp, and Christmas comes early as Slaughter gets decked as well. Paul Bearer has a heart attack, apparently, as we go to commercial.
Classic Russo.
Then we get the video package of Terry Funk and Mick Foley's friendship, and then another hilarious Val Venis promo with Jenna Jameson this time. That's the one where she's like, come on, Val, I want to go back in the hole.
Val Venus' Soldier of Love.
Oh, fuck. When I get my helmet on.
He's got a purple helmet on. Just
Purple
for
fucking helmet.
subtlety.
Oh, my God. So ridiculous.
Yes.
For our main event, Austin will be coming out to do commentary and drink some beers, which he will not be sharing.
A lot of beers, like 8 of them.
Yeah, like 8 of them. By the way, Austin does a fucking fantastic
So
job
good,
putting
yeah.
over these guys. Even though the match seems like it could be mediocre, Austin makes it like a fucking great match. Patterson ends up being the ref, and Austin's not happy. And I think we should soundbite him asking JR if this is a rib.
We got no referee. We need a referee for this brawl.
Ladies and gentlemen, the special referee for this contest, World Wrestling Federation Hall of Famer, Pat Patterson.
What?
What in the hell is this crap?
I guess,
JR, you behind this?
oh, heck no. I guess Mr. McMahon must have signed the Hall of Famer to officiate this matchup.
Please tell me this is one hell of a rib.
Well, I don't think it is. I think he's here.
This is Vince McMahon's idea. I'll tell you that much right now. Look at him.
Well, that wouldn't surprise me.
Ring the bell with this stupid.
These two do the usual, where they smash each other in the face with chairs, because why wouldn't they? King does a great job asking Austin questions, about the feud with McMahon and the ending of Unforgiven. Sounds like Austin's mic is failing, so he just fucking steals King's.
Is this a shoot? Jesus.
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous.
Chases him out of there.
And then he punches him in the face because he's pissed off about the microphone.
But I'm guessing someone backstage is supposed to be messing with his commentary. I guess. I don't know. Yeah,
maybe. Austin is fucking irate, and everyone is everywhere right now. Austin's money on the mic. This is the greatest segment in weeks. And he's only on fucking commentary.
Yeah.
I wrote, holy fuck, this match is insanity. Foley beats up a food vendor. Funk does a moonsault onto everyone and then gets a pile driver through a fucking table as we go to commercial.
Oh, yeah, that was sick.
During the break, they're fighting into they're everywhere. They fight back towards the ring. Another pile driver onto the fucking steel grate, and Foley dives from the ring onto Funk on the announce table with a chair. That's a classic Foley spot. I love it. Jaw-jacking with Austin and gives Funk another pile driver before giving him another one onto the steel chair. He gets the victory here, but Foley is not done and rams Funk's head several times into the steel chair. Austin loves it. Austin gets in the ring and tosses his beer at Foley, and Mick puts Patterson in the mandible claw. He breaks it. And he and Austin jaw at one another. Patterson has a chair, and Austin kicks and stuns him. Foley and Austin share some mutual respect. Foley's leaving, and Q Dude loves music. Vince comes out dancing with the ladies and Dude's outfit, and Mick Foley hug. Vince is getting down horribly, and Austin corpses like a motherfucker. He just laughs in the ring like a jackass.
Austin can't even hide it.
As we go off the air. Oh, it's so good.
Because Vince is doing a dance version of his strut, and he's doing the knee knocker thing.
It's so good. And he fucks up the knee knocker to start. It's amazing. Yes. So then we get to Raw, May 11th, Baltimore, Maryland. I remember you were watching this, Rob, when we were talking about how behind I was in recapping.
Yep.
We opened this Raw with JR telling us that WCW called the cops on DX after they began an invasion of their corporate office. This is the one I thought that they would have been sued for.
Yep.
To be honest.
Yep.
McMahon, anyway, more on that later because we cut back. We actually start with McMahon coming down to the ring, and he gets booed into oblivion. He informs us that Austin will be in a tag match tonight against The Rock and D'Lo Brown with a mystery partner of his choice. He tells us that Dude Love has been renamed the #1 contender after he attacked Undertaker last week. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He dressed like a professor and carries around the Wall Street Journal.
And he's got his teeth in.
Yeah. McMahon tells us that Briscoe and Patterson will be the guest ring announcer as well as the guest timekeeper. He announces the guest referee who doesn't show up, so he heads to the back to find him and comes out himself. JR is fucking beside himself, claiming a conspiracy against Austin.
I don't know how small that T-shirt is, but it might be the smallest T-shirt I've ever seen. On a human being. He's
on a
just
human being.
It's like an 8-year-old shirt he's wearing.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yep. Okay, so DX invaded the CNN Center. Not the same footage from a couple weeks ago. They have their army vehicle and want inside the building. Triple H claims that WCW officials want to talk with him, but a security guard claims otherwise. Gunn compares Titan Towers to the CNN building and claims the latter sucks.
It does suck. It's one floor.
It's one floor. There are some fat chicks who scream at DX. And JR informs us that Nick Lambros, a WCW official, has called the police. So, the important moments of this Raw. Austin finds out the stipulations for Over the Edge, which we've already talked about. And Mero gets powerbombed by Sable. Rip. There is a rattling on the garage door where Kevin is at. He thinks it's Austin, but when he rolls it up, it's Al Snow. He shows off his ticket and is wearing a shirt that says Job Squad. What up?
Is this his debut?
Yep.
Fucking A.
Welcome
to the era of Attitude, Al Snow.
Yep. He's acting confused, and Kevin informs him that this is the wrestler entrance. Al and his mannequin head stroll off after he goes, "I told you so," to head. "I told you we were in the wrong place." Vader's back in action for a couple weeks before he jobs for Kane again in a mask versus mask. Apparently, he was legitimately injured in the last match with Kane after a botch, and now his career is going to be botched at Over the Edge thanks to Russo's stipulation. Either way, he faced Barry Windham and beats him in a few minutes despite interference by the Midnight Express. I didn't even think the Midnight Express was still around, to be honest.
And then he gets chased out of the ring by them like a fucking
jobber. Yeah, it's like a fucking jobber.
I don't know why he just doesn't squash them.
Yeah, terrible. Yep.
All right.
Austin arrives and Kevin Kelly tells him of the tag match and the stipulations for his match at Over the Edge. Austin calls it the biggest bunch of bullshit he's ever heard and demands to know where Vince is. He will not drop the belt and grabs the mic from Kevin Kelly because he says he's worthless and doesn't know anything.
If that wasn't wired, it would have been good because he walks off with it. He's still talking, but then it gets like it's still plugged in, so he has to drop it.
And then but then he does a great improv spot where he just goes, "Give me some goddamn slack," and then drops the mic anyway. So good. Hawk faces Skull in a feud that seems like it should be from 1993. Either way, it's a nothing match, and Skull actually wins after the switcheroo that makes no fucking sense.
Their names are on the back of their jackets.
They switch jackets, don't you know?
Like it's almost as bad. Well, the Bellas are the worst because they look nothing alike, but still.
Yeah. Well, one has huge tits and an ass, and the other has nothing.
Yes.
So, I mean, for fuck's sake.
One has like blonde hair, basically, at this point.
Yeah. All right. So, DX is actually now inside the WCW head office. They're filming despite being told they can't. Okay? So, like, X-Pac's like, oh, we've been told we can't film. But fuck it. So they're talking with police and posing with fans. Not only that, but they tell the cops that if they talk to WCW, they'll realize that there's been a mistake and that they're expected. We finished that segment off with another Edge promo. Oh my God, I'm getting so excited. Earlier today, Bradshaw is with Taka, smoking stogies and teaching him how to drive.
Fucking Russo.
Taka is jerking the car, stalling and going forwards and backwards. They return to the arena, and the Kamikaze Squad comes out of the woodwork and assaults them. I can't actually remember if this feud ever goes anywhere apart from this pay-per-view at Over the Edge.
Well, Choppy his pee-pee.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Fucking hell. Farouk and Double J have a match here, and Double J is pissed that Blackman is at ringside. Pretty good match. Blackman nearly fucking decapitates Jarrett with a bicycle kick. Jarrett really sells it well. Like, it sounds like it fucking hurt, and he, like, broke a jaw.
This was one of those feuds that's been going on for a month, but it feels like it's been going on for a year. Like,
yeah, because nothing new's been happening.
No, there's nothing to it.
Yeah, here comes the Nation to fuck over Farouk, and Double J starts choking Blackman with some nunchucks. Pure angle advancement. That's it. After the break, Austin's in the ring. He's not going to cry and complain, but he hates Vince and knows Vince feels the same way. Even though he's not telling him who his opponents are tonight, the least he could do is get his yellow carcass out here and explain. Vince is on the Titantron claiming he's in a meeting in a locker room. Vince mocks Austin losing the title at a pay-per-view. Vince and his lackeys act like they have no idea who he's facing tonight. Steve holds up the belt and is going to stick it up their asses. I think we should soundbite JR from his entrance and the deck being stacked.
Boy, the look on Stone Cold Steve Austin's face tells the story. Does anybody in the world think this treatment of this WWF champion is fair? Has any WWF champion? Listen to this! Listen to this! Has any WWF champion ever had the deck stacked against him like Austin had?
All right, Sable is coming to the ring now, and she's over as fuck. She calls out Mero, and she's jacked up. Mero comes to the ring and lifts her for an immediate TKO attempt and puts her back down. Shouldn't have done it. He says he could do all that anytime he wants and wants her to publicly apologize to him. Instead, she nutshots him and gives him a Sable bomb. Classic moment, and a man's career is ended. R.I.P. the idea of Mark Mero as a wrestler.
Yeah, I mean, we started with him, wrestling
Being
with Austin at the King of the Ring.
Yeah. And I remember you telling me that, like, at this point, like, he was supposed to beat Austin, and Austin's like, no, he just got powerbombed by his wife.
He wasn't going to beat him. He was going to wrestle him at, like, a house show, and even then, Austin's like...
no, he just got powerbombed by his wife.
I'm going to beat him in 10 seconds, then.
Yeah.
Oh, Austin.
So good. Good for you, Austin. Undertaker has arrived at the announce table, and he's not happy with Lawler, who begs off, but it's to no avail as the Undertaker takes off his head with some hard rights. He rolls Lawler into the ring, hits him some more, and it's chokeslam time. Now time for a tombstone, but the lights go out and cue Kane. Not sure if Lawler got a tombstone in the dark, but Undertaker's now focused on Bearer and Kane. Bearer is rambling about something that I don't listen to. He wants the Undertaker to start believing him, and he was right about Kane being alive, and next week he is going to prove that he's Kane's father. They leave, and as Lawler is trying to escape, he gets snatched and given a tombstone. Fuck. Al Snow's come out and has joined JR, and he gets some crowd support already. JR wonders why he's here, and Al is not happy and talks to his head. And now security's come out, and he wants to see Vince and tells him not to touch him. Al gets in the ring and shows off his head, and then exits through the crowd.
This is all in one segment, by the way. There's no commercial breaks from Sable to the Undertaker to Al Snow.
Yeah. Okay, so we're putting a Vince Russo moment that's going to keep playing on a loop for this whole next segment. This is the dumbest idea since the Four Corners chain match. DX is shown blowing up, in quotations, the CNN building. We fired the first shot! And then, nothing happens, and there's just a fucking comical CGI explosion. You didn't just blow up a building.
It couldn't have been worse CGI.
It's fucking horrible.
It was baby's first CGI. It would be like if I just started making CGI.
This makes me think that this was Vince's idea, and he thinks it's the 80s still. Because no one when they're in 98 is going to be yeah, the WWF bought a building and blew it up. It doesn't happen. You could never assume that would be real. DX is back in Baltimore, though, and they're so over they're going to have to be face. God damn it. It's time for Owen to face Triple H for what I think is the 100th time since December of 1997.
Yep.
Either way, this match is actually really good till the end. Owen is up on the top rope and actually bites Triple H, who tries to get him down. It looks like Owen might actually steal one until China nutshots Owen and nothing happens to the ending. Owen gets clotheslined to the floor, but we all know this is purely for angle advancement, and Owen is shown with blood around his lips. So we're expected to believe that was Triple H's, and he just ate his ear, a la Mike Tyson.
Well, he bit Ken Shamrock earlier, but
yep.
Yeah.
Here's another Vince Russo moment. God, there's a lot of them.
This one wasn't that bad.
No, but it's still ridiculous.
They always
for what
do
comes
this to
to
Dustin Rhodes. I don't know
why. Dustin Rhodes is on the ramp and lighting his Goldust clothes on fire.
In a barrel.
Another change in a barrel. He claims that he's worked too hard for Vince during the last 3 years. He lost his dignity. he was raped of his dignity because of Vince's sick imagination. He blames him for losing his father. He has caused heartache for him and his family, and some fans scream at him that he's a faggot.
You're a fag, Rhodes.
You're a fag, Rhodes. You're a fag. He's upset for being put in the ring against Kane, and he wants Vince to look into the flames as Goldust dies tonight, and he will never forget the name of Dustin. He did get quite the pop for that right there, though, which was really cool.
Well, if you notice, he burned the 95 suit, not the current one.
Not the current one.
Which is...
spoilers. Funk and Scorpio have a match against Kamikaze, not Kamikaze, Scott. Fuck. And Taka and Bradshaw come out so the face team can win. More angle advancement.
Yep.
Vince is in the back, and he's talking to his cronies about Austin. Then Al Snow is still trying to get back into the building. Fuck. Goddamn Al Snow. Here comes the Nation again. Rock has the mic, and the fire between he and Stone Cold reignites.
Oh.
Unless Austin's partner is Godzilla, The Rock is getting ready to lay the smackdown on the WWF champ. Holy fuck.
Yep.
These two are amazing.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Despite the big sign that says "Rock sucks cock" behind Austin, it comes out.
Everyone is The Rock is the most over.
Yeah.
All the marks at this point have to love The Rock.
He's so confident.
He's so confident and over. He's so good on the mic. Vince tells everyone that he's Austin's partner. JR loses his fucking mind. He's like, what? This match is going to be great. A lot of the matches, Rock putting Austin through the ringer before Austin fights back several times. The Rock and Austin literally put everyone else in the match on their back and perform amazingly. Austin doesn't tag in McMahon and flips him off before assaulting The Rock and D'Lo. Patterson and Briscoe, as well as McMahon, begin assaulting Austin, and out comes Dude Love when Austin gets the upper hand on the three. Here comes Dustin Reynolds to get some revenge on Vince for his terrible gimmicks. I assume he thinks McMahon is Russo. And he's like, wrong Vince.
Good one.
As well as DX for some strange reason. I assume they're going after the Nation.
Yes.
Either way, we go off the air with JR having a classic heart attack as the screen fades. Good God, it's chaos!
Oh my God.
Fourth Raw. We're on the fourth Raw. May 18th of 1998 in Nashville, Tennessee. We finally moved on from fucking Virginia. This week, we start like every week. Vince comes down and brags about how his clothesline last week gave Austin a mild concussion. Fuck. He's decided for Austin's own protection that he has banned him from the arena. We cut to the back to see Austin with security telling him he could beat his ass if he wants to, and the guard wants none of it. He says he doesn't want an altercation. Austin goes to the truck, tells him he's going to his truck to get beer, and if the guard is still here when he comes back, then we're doing things the hard way. Vince calls out Dude Love, who talks about Austin's reign as champ ending on May 31st, and it will be a great day as Briscoe will be raising Dude's hand in triumph, Patterson will be saying Love's name in victory, thus putting an end to Steve's reign in his vulgarities, and it will be Vince's strong but sensitive hand hitting the mat for the 1-2-3. Vince then calls out Dustin Reynolds and berates him for wasting his wrestling opportunities. If Dustin can beat Dude Love tonight, he'll be the number one contender. But if he loses, he doesn't get paid for 30 days and still has to work.
What? Slavery?
So, slavery. Dustin low blows Dude Love and then gets beat down by everyone in the ring. Fuck.
Good start, Dustin.
The biggest moment in this whole Raw is the street fight of Austin versus the Stooges. Lawler has arrived in a sweet-looking minivan, and there's a guy with a blanket over his head. Honestly, when I first watched this part, I had no fucking idea who this was.
Even now?
Even when I rewatched it because it had been so long.
I knew it was Al Snow.
Yeah, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't when I watched it, so I was like, oh, this is fucking weird. Maybe it's some dude about, like, the Undertaker Paul Bearer thing, because that happened last week,
But
right?
to be fair, I watched Over the Edge first.
Yeah, see, so there you go.
Yeah. Although, there's a mystery person coming up, and I knew who it was immediately.
Yeah. He wants him to be inconspicuous, and they're stopped by a security guard who makes sure it's not Austin. Lawler assures him that it's not, and that they're there to take care of Austin and the others. He tells him to look, and he does, and gives them the go-ahead. Our first match shows the debut of Val Venis. Tonight, he'll be put over by veteran Job Squad member Scorpio. The match is actually okay, and Val wins with the money shot. Hooray.
He didn't cut a pre-match promo, which I was disappointed with.
Yeah. Most of the crowd was for Scorpio here, except for the ladies who are looking at Val.
And his entrance video doesn't have the pencil sharpener and a couple of other things.
The greatest fucking entrance video.
Yeah, it does have the hot dogs, though, which I like.
Yeah. Does it have the orchid to start?
Yes, and it has
the orchid where it like raises up.
The oil derrick.
That fucking saxophone solo.
That's a gift worthy of making. Put that on my to-do list.
Good. Austin is back, and now he's drunk and pissed. He tells the guard to get out of the way, and then he beats the hell out of him before telling everyone what happened and making his way to the ring to a fucking rabid crowd. He says there will be no Raw without him, and he calls out Vince and his stooges. He says they're all cowards and he's going to end this right now, but Vince says in the interest of fairness he will only get 2 of the 3, but won't tell Austin who. Patterson heads to the ring and berates him, and Vince says he doesn't fight in these clothes. He gets 2 out of 3, and Austin's going to kick their collective asses. I love the part where Patterson starts heading to the ring, and Austin's like, yeah, come in, I'll beat your ass, jackass. It's so good. So good. Another debut package for Edge after this, and the time of the Brood is almost upon us. Sorry, Undertaker. Because I know you hate that gimmick.
Ministry.
The Ministry of Darkness.
I really
he hates it so much.
I dislike it.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't mind it. I just look at it more of like a comical fucking thing at this point.
I think Ministry Undertaker's worse than American Badass Undertaker.
Yeah.
And American Badass Undertaker's pretty bad.
American Badass Undertaker only got bad after the Invasion era.
I'll make you famous.
Yeah, but like after the invasion, it got really bad. But during the invasion, he was fucking great because he was like the veteran guy in the locker room in the back.
I think Big Evil, which is after American Badass, was much better than American Badass.
You done it now!
He's like, I need respect.
Yeah.
And
This is my yard.
Is that because you're better than me, JR?
Yeah, god damn it. And that's when him and Lesnar have that feud, and then Lesnar kayfabe breaks his hand with the fucking fire extinguisher.
Big Evil, I like that one.
Yeah, it's good. And then they have that Hell in a Cell match.
Oh.
So yeah, Lawler tells Al Snow that he does not need makeup from the lady, and he's grabbed, but the king he's pissed off, but the king calms him down. After last week's career burial, Sable comes out and wants to split with Mark Merrow amicably. He laughs at her, and like he has some sort of say in the matter and her career left, and says she signed the contract 2 years ago and that she has to do what he tells her or he'll sue.
He is basically a fucking piece of paper that has contract and Sable written on it in size 72 font.
It says Mark Merrow and Sable.
And it's like in Declaration of Independence font. And it's one page.
Yep.
And it's rolled up.
And it's all fucking crinkled. Someone probably spilled coffee on it.
I'm amazed they just
It's singed around the edges.
I'm amazed they didn't have like a contract lying backstage that they could have just given him with like a World Wrestling Federation letterhead or something.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
So yeah. He quickly loses to Terry Funk, and we can all give the assist to Sable here. Merrow is fucking beyond buried. Jesus Christ.
Yep.
A pointless LOD and DOA match happens now with everyone missing cues and the roll-up taking the rest of Raw's airtime to get counted. The LOD challenges them to a six-man tag match, so I have to watch this all over again.
Yep.
Fuck my life.
With extra members of both teams.
Oh, God. King shows up with the mystery bodyguard, and it turns out to be Al Snow. He's already over as hell, and he hasn't even done anything yet. He wants to see Vince, so King takes him backstage for a meeting. What the hell was that segment all about? Vince Russo moment. Yep. After that fiasco, Dustin Reynolds is squashed in less than 4 minutes by Dude Love. Why the fuck was this such a big thing for him to break his Goldust character and then job him out in 2 seconds?
Yeah.
It's fucking retarded.
I was a little confused why he got beat so early.
Yeah, like 4 minutes. Less than 4 minutes.
It was very strange. Maybe he's getting a gimmick change again.
Maybe. Backstage, Austin has been arrested. It looks like he's corpsing when he's getting arrested because he's smiling at McMahon when he's yelling at him. McMahon's taunting him the whole time. Austin warns Vince that when he gets out of jail, his ass belongs to Austin. The Headbangers face the Kamikaze Squad in a match that is purely angle advancement, but has some pretty exciting spots in it, to be fair.
Yep.
Taka and Bradshaw come down and make the save after they get teamed up on, and the match ends in a no contest. Again, purely angle advancement. We cut to Austin McMahon by the police car with McMahon talking to the police, and then we immediately jump to a medical facility that Paul Bearer and Kane are in, with Kane with his whole head wrapped in a black cloth.
Okay. Would it have been more ridiculous? Because when I saw this, I was like, okay, it's going to be weird if Kane's just sitting there in his outfit. But he's wearing like a pink ski tracksuit.
Yep.
And a full-on balaclava.
Yep.
He looks like Pussy Riot or something. Like, I can't even describe how ridiculous he looks.
Yeah. Also, great reference, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
He does, though.
Yeah.
I feel like the Mari show is a direct result of this storyline.
I was thinking that. You are not the father.
You are not the father. After that, out come the Outlaws, and like Paul Bear's like, "Thank you, Doctor." Out come the Outlaws, flanked by the entirety of DX. They pull their usual gimmick and sex jokes and innuendos. X-Pac starts, and there's a great moment when he corpses. Because when he's like, I've got something to say to all the wrestlers in the back, and the crowd's just like 10 people in the crowd are like, "Suck it," and he's like, "No, not yet." And then he's about to say something, and then like laughs off the mic. It's fucking hilarious. After they're done, here comes the Nation of Domination as The Rock and Owen play to challenge for the tag titles. The brawl starts with everyone and Triple H continuing to bury Owen with a clothesline. Commercial break.
I said that too.
Yep. After the break is a lot of brawling and hold exchanging going on.
How has this match not been thrown out yet?
I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. By the end, Road Dogg takes a couple of kicks and a rock bottom. China does her job and saves the day by running distraction on the Rock so Farouk can come in and pile drive him, allowing Billy Gunn to get the pin and retain. What? Where the fuck was the referee? It's safe to say that DX are now full-blown faces.
I think we should have counted the pile drivers in this one, because I think I've seen about 3 or 4 by Farouk.
There's like 4 pile drivers. There's like 15 more before over
sick.
the edge.
Like, Rock
they're
was
amazing.
Flying.
Yo, The Rock and Farouk do the best pile drivers I've ever seen.
Do you ever... Wait. Do you ever see those old ones? It was like on Kaza or like early internet. It was like Raven or Tommy Dreamer hitting a pile driver.
No.
And the guy would just go fucking flying afterwards. This one reminded me of that, because Rock just sells it. Like,
yeah. So basically they turned Owen heel and made him join the Nation just to turn DX face.
yes, but admittedly, Owen wins a little bit more now.
Yep. Fucking Triple H. Kevin Kelly's in the ring with the Doctor, and he unequivocally states that Bearer is the father.
Unequivocally, he goes, Kevin, I can tell you, without a shadow of a doubt, with absolute certainty, after exhausting all medical abilities, that Paul Bearer is the father of Kane. Like, he says it like the Genesis of McGillicuddy promo there. It's fucking awful.
I still think they should have had Maury Povich do it.
Yeah, that would have been a nice little...
So out comes Kane. Barry yells that he's not the man who cried wolf, but the fat man who told the truth.
Who cares if you're the father?
Yeah,
Who cares?
exactly. He says some nasty things about Undertaker's mom.
Who's also Kane's mother.
And exactly. And who apparently just doesn't care. And Undertaker runs down and unloads on Kane and then Paul Bearer. He chokeslams Kane and turns back to Paul Bearer. Kane attacks him from behind and he now chokeslams Undertaker. And he and Paul stomp a hole in him. Vader runs down and he nails Kane from behind and he batters him as Undertaker goes after Paul, who waddles off. Vader and Kane collide with neither budging, but Kane is clotheslined to the floor and he runs after Undertaker and Paul Bearer. What the fuck?
I'm so sick of Kane and the Undertaker. I don't want to deal with this anymore. And I know I have so much to deal with.
Until WrestleMania 20.
I know, honestly, I know there's like 5 more months of this Kane and Undertaker bullshit.
Yes and no. I mean, like, Kane and Undertaker after Hell in a Cell, yes.
Holy shit.
Because Undertaker and Mankind feud at Hell in a Cell. We all know what happens there.
They're just so fucking boring. They're just going through the motions. I know you're a big Undertaker fan at this time, but
I was only a fan at the time because, like, I was a kid.
Yeah.
And, like, now it's just, like, he's not good on the mic. He can't cut good promos. He's, like, and, like, his character's always the same.
Yeah.
Like, he comes out and he's just like, oh, fuck this, fuck you, fuck all this stuff. Like, yeah, Paul, you lied. Like, who the fuck cares? Everyone knows that Paul Bearer fucking lied. You don't need to go out and beat him up to justify that.
No.
Yeah. So Austin's been released and he has a match against the Two Stooges. And Slaughter is the referee. This is a street fight, by the way. Austin gets hit with brass knuckles like right away after he flips off fucking Slaughter at the beginning of the match, but continues to brawl like a madman. He beats the hell out of them, and Slaughter gets a stunner for trying to help them. Jesus Christ. JR calling this match is fucking amazing.
I really want that Pat Patterson shirt, the first IC champ, Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah, it's really good. Dude comes out and Austin beats the hell out of them until a fan, in quotations, with a mask on, hits Austin with a chair. It's me, Austin! When he pulls off the fucking mask. This allows Dude to put the claw on Austin, and Austin is out as we fade out.
There was extra attitude for this one.
Oh, was there?
Yes, but I don't know why they bothered to record it. After the match, Vince quietly asked Dude Love if he's alright. He's like, you alright? You alright, buddy? So I don't know if they were just like off kayfabe there. And then all 5 of them get in the ring and hug, and then Austin gets up and chases Vince out of the ring and up the ramp to close the show.
You know why he asked if he's okay? I know why he did. I remember that segment now. Because when Austin and Dude are first brawling, Austin clotheslines Dude over the top rope, right?
Yeah.
And Austin and Dude are supposed to exchange a pair of punches, but there's like a wet spot on the mat, and Mick fucking eats it so hard. Like, he's not supposed to fall there. So I wonder if, like, Vince was asking if he was okay from
Vince
the fall.
Falls on that too. I noticed there's a big greasy spot.
There's a big greasy spot, so I wonder if he asked if he's okay because of that.
Interesting.
Either way, that's a terrible extra attitude
so
thing.
Pointless.
Yep.
And these extra attitudes seemingly take me out of the Raw itself because I'm like, oh, okay.
That wasn't how Raw ended.
Austin wins.
I always like when Raw ends with like a fade out and JR losing his mind.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the way Raw's always supposed to be. And that's why I don't like Raw like in modern day, because like I was brought up with the fucking like JR fading out of Raw losing his mind, and that to me is what Raw is. Mm-hmm. It'll never be fucking Michael Cole being like, "Thanks for watching."
Oh, we're out of time, folks.
Or like Michael Cole being like, "It's The Rock." Like it doesn't make any sense compared to like JR being like, "Oh my God, it's The Rock! What the hell?" Yeah. Like just losing his mind.
There needs to be a cliffhanger each week. Yeah,
exactly. That's like the whole point. Pay-per-views resolve feuds that happen in Raws.
Exactly.
Fucking Russo. All right. So our fifth Raw, May 25th, 1998, from Chattanooga, Peter.
Tennessee. This is where
we're back in Chattanooga.
The Final Four was.
Yeah, In Your House Final Four was here. That's what I put down. Wasn't this where the Final Four was?
Episode 3.
Yep. Watch it. Either way, here comes Vince and the Stooges again. Vince congratulates them for taking it to Austin last week. He's excited for Over the Edge, as it means the demise of Austin as champion. Here comes Austin with a massive shit-eating grin on his face. He proves that Vince is the world's dumbest son of a bitch. He wants Vince arrested, and the police oblige as Austin kicks him and dumps a beer all over him, which apparently isn't assault either. Great moment, and I think we should soundbite Austin when he gets to the ring.
100%.
I hope you're proud of yourself, because what you've done is proved without a shadow of a doubt you are the world's dumbest son of a bitch. Oh, you'll take it. Yeah, you do. Officers, he just told the world, step back, jackass.
Whoa.
Don't touch me. He just told the world that he assaulted Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's exactly what you said. So, since I was assaulted, I want you to do your job and arrest that piece of trash right now.
What's he talking about? Arrest the owner of the WWF?
It's a figure of speech. I'm Vince McMahon.
Look at this, Barney Funk and company. They're going to cut the boss.
Take it down. Take it down. Arrest him.
Mr. McMahon is absolutely livid.
Take it all the way down. Go ahead and frisk him. Make sure he doesn't have another dangerous weapon.
The leader of the wrestling world is being cuffed.
Lock him up tighter than hell. I don't want him out. Lock his ass.
Our main storylines on this Raw are the debut of Darren Drozdov. He's gonna puke. Howard Stern characters are all on Raw. By the way, fuck that segment. And then we wrap up stuff before Over the Edge.
Cool.
So the first match of the night is the debut of Drozdov's short WWF career. He comes out with Hawk and Animal to face the DOA for the 800th time this year. Holy fuck, both these teams are stale as fuck. No wonder the WWF put so much effort into their tag team division, like in late '98.
Yeah.
In the near future is what I said. Puke wins the match after a weak-looking clothesline and then a powerbomb. I guess LOD finally got the win they wanted, and they can stop bitching now.
I can't believe that LOD haven't left yet. Like, this is ridiculous.
This is fucking horrible. Yeah.
WCW.
Yep. Or drink yourself to death. Either way.
Oh, yeah, that too. Jump off the Titantron.
Whoa! Shots fired. Vince is backstage arguing with the cops. I'm Vince McMahon, damn it! And Austin tells the police to take them away. After the break, Austin assists in putting them in the squad car. I'm doing all I can to help you, officer. Our second match is Dan Severn versus Owen Hart. Severn is no longer associated with Jim Cornette, and I can't believe they jobbed Owen out to Severn.
Yeah.
Either way, Severn wins, and the Nation comes down and does a number on him as they did to Shamrock. They give him a Pillmanizer. And Severn is buried. Wow.
Well, that was worth getting rid of your manager and becoming a face for.
Great. Austin is on Celebrity Deathmatch. And then McMahon is pissed off at the back of the squad car, and Edge has another debut promo. This is the one where it's like, euphoria. The tag team division will soon be saved.
Yep.
Up next here, you think you know me. You think you know me. Up next, here comes the oddities with the Jackal. He goes ranting about the shittiness of society and how these people have been shunned, and Golga, also known as Earthquake, has a match with Thrasher after he taunts the angry drunken dwarf. I fucking hate this part. I almost just stopped watching this Raw because of this segment. This is the dumbest fucking gimmick of all time, and I'm really glad this only happens like once.
The Howard Stern stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The match is a fucking dud and deserves no talking time.
I don't know why Earthquake just didn't come back as Earthquake.
Yep.
He looked like he was in pretty good shape. Like he was.
They had to wrestle that fucking horrible mask.
The Cartman gimmick, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
After that asinine promo, we have Vader facing Jeff Jarrett. Vader is fucking dismantling him, and JJ can't even get any offense until Tennessee Lee distracts Vader, and JJ works the leg. But then a missed leg spot, and Vader starts building some momentum until Jeff Jarrett rolls out and talks to the crowd, allowing Kane to come down, and Vader is dismantled. At least he got some airtime, right? R.I.P. his career in 5 days.
Poor Vader. He follows us, you know.
Yeah.
On Twitter. He's a good guy.
What a fucking nice guy.
Vader for Hall of Fame 2016.
I love you, Vader. Wow.
Yeah, he deserves better than this bullshit.
Yeah. After Vince gets released after the fakest apology of all time, I apologize. Vince comes to the ring and hopes Austin is proud of himself. He goes off for being arrested like a common criminal, circa 2015 or 2016 with Roman Reigns.
Yep.
And he orders Austin into a match with The Undertaker tonight. JR has a heart attack because he gets ordered into a match. No man could do this. Those are insurmountable odds. Also, I love how Vince did the Vince versus McMahon fucking feud with Roman in a matter of 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like the whole feud.
Hey, it got Roman over.
Yeah, I guess it
For
did.
now, I don't know if he's like
until AJ Styles debuts and then it's over and gets buried.
Yeah, you never know. He might fall off the face of the earth once he starts.
Fucking AJ Styles is coming to WWE. Jesus Christ.
Well, hopefully.
I watched the other night to get in the mood for that. I watched like all of his fucking best moments from TNA. God, he had some great times in TNA before he started like his feud with Angle and going after Karen Angle.
There's an article I'm going to send you called like LOL TNA History, and it's fucking amazing. It's amazing.
Also, isn't Jeff Jarrett actually married to Karen Angle now?
Yep.
Yeah, in real life. Good God.
Yep.
Probably because Angle's like got no fucking brain left.
Good for him.
DX is at an airport, and their operation continues. Triple H gets into a plane, and the rest of the crew wonder if he'll ever come back.
This is kind of funny.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Al Snow comes out and demands a meeting with McMahon from King before he's dragged away by security. You got your meeting last week, you idiot! Togo faces off against Taka Michinoku. A really quick but a good match. It's a shame that the light heavyweight division is such a mockery these days because this was a great match.
Well, why
Taka gets the pin.
Why don't they split these guys up and make like an actual light heavyweight division with these four guys?
Yeah, and I think Grandmaster Sexay is injured at this point.
I know,
because he hasn't been around for quite a while.
Maybe Vince is like, oh, we can't have Asians versus Asians. No one will watch. But seriously, like, these guys would put on great matches.
Yep. Taka gets the pin after a head scissors takeover, and here comes the rest of Kai and Tai to bury Taka. Taker is prepping for his match, and more DX shenanigans are occurring where they're just like, well, and Road Dogg's like, well then, Rockabilly, we might have to steal a plane. And Billy Gunn's like, Rockabilly? Like, he gets so mad. And then Road Dogg's like, I'm sorry. It's so funny. Farouk takes on Mark Mero. Mero has a contract and is wary of Sable before using her as a shield for an early advantage. Farouk ends up winning the match after the distraction by Sable, so Mero says if she can find anyone who can beat him without her help, he'll tear up the contract, but if he wins, she's out of the WWF. Jesus Christ.
Fair enough.
How is his career not over? Well, it is, but...
Yeah.
The Rock faces Triple H tonight, and he has some things to say about Farouk at the pay-per-view, and then insults DX about pandering to the crowd. The transformation of DX into faces is complete, and The Rock says he also has an anatomy fetish, and he has something hard for him, and it's the rock bottom.
Oh.
This is actually a pretty good match. It's back and forth and goes long enough for a commercial break. So signature moves are used. Henry starts just dominating Triple H randomly through the match, and Chyna lures him away with a steel chair. Triple H flings Rock into the steel steps, and they're both counted out after that. Obviously, this was done so both characters are protected going into the pay-per-view. The Rock gets murdered on the steel ramp by Farouk. This is the most vicious-looking pile driver I've ever seen. Rock bounces like 5 feet in the air. And, like, he just fucking goes flying, and they take it like, holy fuck.
Do you remember when CM Punk busted out the pile driver during that match with Cena on Raw?
Cena, and it was amazing.
And people lost their shit?
Yeah, because it's a move that's super fucking dangerous.
Yeah, so when you do the pile driver every week, sometimes twice a week, it loses its impact.
Yep.
I remember even Eric Young,
Thanks a lot, Paul Heyman.
To drop my TNA reference, I even liked it when Eric Young was doing it, and the announcers were like, "Oh, there's an unwritten code of wrestlers not to use that move." Like, what an asshole! I like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it fucking broke Austin's neck.
The move is legitimately dangerous, and if it's dangerous, don't use it. And if you are going to use it sparingly, so it actually has that impact.
Use it sparingly, and make sure whoever's doing it, there's no room for a botch.
Fuck.
You know, like, fuck.
I still don't know how Rocket is able to bounce like that.
Yeah, I don't know how he... I think what he does is, like, he, actually, I wouldn't be surprised, but when he gets, like, pile drived, his shoulders and traps land on Farouk's, like, the top of Farouk's thighs. So I think he, like, flexes when he lands, and it, like, kind of pops him back up.
He's fucking so jacked. I can't believe it.
Yeah. Here comes Vince as the referee, by the way, for our main event. Roids, not even once. This fucking guy is so jacked right now. I'm surprised he didn't pop roids right before he came out here. Holy fuck. Only a few minutes left on this Raw, and the entrances eat up most of it. Taker intimidates Vince and then chokeslams the fuck out of him.
For no reason.
Here comes Kane, and those two brawl while Austin stuns both the Stooges before tying Vince up in the ropes.
I love this segment.
Great segment. He's going to murder Vince with a chair, but here comes Dude Love, who gets rewarded with an amazing sounding chair shot to the face. And JR fucking loses it. Like, he fucking hits him. He's just like, oh, God! We should soundbite that, actually.
Sure.
It's one of my favorite fucking JR calls, actually, in the Raws we've watched this week.
I've noticed that Dude Love / Mick Foley takes the chair shots the exact same way, and even though unprotected chair shots are incredibly dangerous and really irresponsible, I fucking love the way he takes chair shots.
Yeah, they're always the same.
It's like a home run swing to the face, and he's always kind of falling to the
right.
And
he just crumples.
Yeah, he's always like falling as he takes it, too.
Yeah, we fade as we head into the pay-per-view with the face looking strong for once. Fucking great ending to Raw.
I can see by the way you look at me, Vince, you can't stand the fact that I like to drink a few beers. You can't stand the fact that I do this every now and then. That I do this every now and then. That I use colorful language. You can't stand the fact.
You must conform. Defiance will not be tolerated. Conform. You must respect authority.
Who the hell do you think you are?
You will comply.
Who the hell do you think you are?
You must conform.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dude Love!
Compliance is good.
Now I'm proud to say I know exactly who I am.
Who the hell do you... This is my arena. This is my arena. Who the hell do you think you are?
Vince McMahon might have stacked the cards against Stone Cold Steve Austin by having a little timekeeper.
The esteemed Gerald Briscoe. Uh-oh.
A bell ringer.
Hall of Famer. Patterson.
And himself as a special referee.
Do you think there's a conspiracy, folks?
You must respect authority.
Vince McMahon, I know you hate my guts, and I feel the same way about you.
Who the hell do you think you are?
Defiance will be punished.
Man, just qualified Austin, and look at Patterson and Briscoe. Damn them.
You must conform.
It's Austin against the world here.
You will comply. Welcome to Mr. McMahon's Utopia.
This is my arena.
So, we're here at Over the Edge.
Yep.
Shall I let you rest for a bit?
Sure. I can run through the date and the stuff like that, and then you go to town. Yeah, it's May 31st, 98, at the Wisconsin Center Arena, 9,822 people in attendance. This is over in your house 22, by the way.
Oh.
This pay-per-view had 211,000 pay-per-view buys. which isn't too bad. It gets fucking dwarfed by next year's, though. I wonder why that is.
Yeah, well, I don't know if people were tuning in for that, Garrett.
No, per se, but it was supposed to be. It was like Undertaker versus Austin next year.
I don't know.
Right?
I guess Foley's not that over for this sort of situation.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, you heard it earlier. Actually, before we start, do you know what pay-per-views were here?
Not in the Wisconsin Center, no.
Well, WCW Super Bowl 2 was here. And then, a big one, of course, King of the Ring 1996.
Yes.
Episode 1, the Era of Attitude.
Actually, that gets mentioned quite a bit by JR.
It should be.
Yeah, it does. Yep.
Birth of Austin 316.
The Birth of Austin 316.
Clash of the Champions, what is that, 34. And WCW Mayhem 2000. Some real winners there. The beginning has a fantastic opening promo of Mr. McMahon's Utopia.
Yep.
Where the WWE uses their Stalin video clips. And
which you've already heard.
You must conform. Who the hell do you think you are?
You are.
I liked it. What do you think?
I love that stuff. I like any time that like the WWE does like opening vignettes with like crazy like real world history stuff.
Yes.
It's like fucking my favorite one still is the Invasion promo, where it's just like all the fucking like, you know, it starts out like my fellow Americans
with
like,
FDR,
well, like,
yeah,
really, really good.
Stuff like that's buff, right?
Yeah, exactly. Stuff like that's really good.
Yeah, I thought it was very interesting. I always love it when they do that sort of shit. Like St. Valentine's Day Massacre has this weird, like, black and white 20s look to it.
Yeah.
And this weird romantic song.
It's really, I love that pay-per-view, by the way.
And they do something similar with Fully Loaded 1999 as well, which we'll get to eventually.
Yeah.
Kicking off the pay-per-view, which we start the ridiculous over-the-edge set with the mangled cars everywhere.
Oh, Jesus. Shout out to Royal Rumble 2000.
I love that the Briscoe brothers have spray painted their phone
car.
Number on
Yeah,
the cars. It's very funny. I made the mistake of watching this pay-per-view before actually filming or listening to the Raws, and so I was a little confused. There's no video packages at all throughout the pay-per-view. I think the only one is the Austin promo. So it's kind of wondering who the fuck Draws is. Or
all right, I guess we'll have to take it right from.
You still alive there, Garrett? It looks like you fell off the face of the earth again.
I fell off for the face of the earth, but keep going.
All right, good. Starting with the DOA and the LOD.
Yep.
I wrote this match has skip written all over it.
Yep.
Despite being managed by Sonny, the LOD are accompanied by Draws, a.k.a. Puke.
He's gonna puke. I said this match doesn't even deserve to be on Raw anymore, let alone a pay-per-view.
I always love it when JR says, "Oh, this match won't be very technical." And you're like, "That means it's shit, JR."
Yeah, what you're saying is it's shit.
At no point is a non-technical match like, you know, the only one I can think of is like Undertaker Kane at WrestleMania. But like,
yeah,
if it's hard hitting, it's shit.
I said this is the most boring match I've seen at a pay-per-view since the last pay-per-view.
Same match basically. Skull or whatever his name is hits Hawk with a pile driver. Of course,
then it gets no-sold.
Hawk immediately stands up.
That pile driver deserved to be no-sold though. It was fucking terrible.
Well, Farouk will show us how it's done in a bit.
Yeah. Sonny is prowling around the ring looking for her next coke bump. Fuck.
The announcers have no idea which DOA member is which, which also plays into the finish.
Yep.
Hawk goes for a top rope clothesline. He botches and he sails across the entire ring and flies out and falls onto the floor. JR notes that since 8-Ball and Skull are twins, they're using Bella Twin Magic to tag in and out. They have their fucking names on the back of their vests, though, which I've noticed. The DOA work over Hawk for about 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I swear to God, I don't know why they gave him this much time. Hawk misses the sloppiest top rope leg drop from Skull. The DOA try using Twin Magic again, but Draws interferes. Directly in front of the ref, by the way. He's like holding on to Skull or 8-Ball. Yep. Animal Pallet Power Slam for the win. Not Beverly Brothers versus the Bushwhackers bad, but not far off.
Not bad, not good either.
Sloppy, pointless, boring. What did you think?
Oh, I stopped writing after Sonny is on the prowl looking for a next coke bump.
Already?
I didn't write anything else. So I had 5 points for that match, and most of them were talking about how I didn't want it to be a match.
Yep. Smell what the Rock is cooking?
We need to soundbite this. We need to soundbite his speech on Milwaukee women.
All right.
Rock knows that everyone here wants to know exactly how The Rock feels about the beer capital of the world, old Milwaukee. Well, The Rock feels like this. Obviously, you don't become a blue chipper and a champ like The Rock by sucking down beer and stuffing bratwurst down your damn throat every day.
Uh-oh. That's right.
But I'll tell you what, however, on the other hand, if The Rock grew up here in old Milwaukee and he had to choose and pick one of those overweight, beer-drinking, bearded female pigs to call his own.
Oh, there's one. Stop that.
Well, hell, The Rock would be doing a lot of sucking down on beers just like a baby sucks on a pacifier if you smell what The Rock is cooking.
Right. You'd have to be drunk to date one of these dogs.
The Rock comes out, runs down Milwaukee saying it's the home of beer or something. Beer capital of the world.
Beer capital of the world.
But then he says that
beer capital of America, actually.
He says that he doesn't really drink that beer because he's got to be the people's champ, but if he lived in Milwaukee and had to date some bearded pig, he'd probably be wasted all the time as well. Farouk runs to the ring and pile drives Rock onto a steel chair. Jesus Christ.
In theory, he totally missed the chair.
Yeah, he did. But
yeah. They stretcher The Rock away, which takes like 5 fucking minutes of time.
We're wasting a lot of time on this pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I love the announcers being like, Farouk had a chance to win the title tonight, and he probably lost it by breaking.
Yeah, and then like King's like, well, then he's an idiot. It backfired.
Backstage, Cole interviews Austin.
Yep.
Cole notes that Austin 316 was born here in Milwaukee. Austin says he doesn't need backup tonight and will get the job done regardless, and that Vince's ass will always belong to him.
Yep.
He likes to say that.
Yeah.
Double J
Likes
versus
Vince's
Blackman.
ass.
This was the best Double J match I've seen so far.
Yep, it was really good.
Blackman baseball slides Jarrett on the floor immediately, and then he press slams him back into the ring, which I was like, holy fuck, Blackman's juiced. He hits a top rope drop kick and follows up with an elbow drop. At one point, Jarrett gets hung up on the trio row, and Blackman stretches him onto the floor. And then
that was a really cool spot.
As Blackman, yeah, it looked painful as fuck.
Yeah.
Blackman chases after Lee, but kicks Jarrett. Like, he turns around and immediately kicks Jarrett when he comes after him. Cut to the Spanish announce team. Al Snow is calling commentary with a sombrero on his head.
Yep. Oh, also, there's a really good line by King and JR when he's like, sometimes it seems that Double J wastes valuable time. He's a 12-year veteran, but he wastes valuable time. And King's just like, who? And then JR's like, Double J King, you know, the blonde-haired fellow in the ring right now. So funny. Oh, God.
Tennessee Lee grabs Blackman.
Yep.
I don't know where the hell I am. Oh, long count, headlock by Jarrett to Blackman. Blackman powers out and puts on a sleeper of his own. Oh, my God. Jarrett counters this into a suplex, which was a really good spot. Jarrett goes to hit Blackman with the kendo stick or whatever it is. Blackman counters and hits Jarrett with it instead, and then he tosses it out of the ring right in front of the referee instead of on the other side or any of the other sides that didn't have a referee. Blackman goes for the pin, but Jarrett gets his foot on the ropes, and then Tennessee Lee runs over and puts his hand on Jarrett's foot, so clearly he missed his spot. Putting his foot on the rope.
Yep.
Blackman goes after Lee, but Jarrett hits him with the stick and gets the win. Thoughts?
I didn't mind it at all.
It was okay?
That was okay. Yeah. Jarrett, yeah, definitely Jarrett's best match so far. Tennessee Lee needs to fucking go.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be there anymore.
Jeff Jarrett's entrance probably cost the WWE all the sales they made on this pay-per-view. Because his fucking entrances are so elaborate for no reason.
And he gets them on every Raw.
Yeah. He gets them on every Raw. Like, fuck. When he first started debuting as Double J a couple months ago, he was riding fucking horses to the ring. He was fucking doing, like, the craziest shit.
But some of them he'll do the entrance, and then it'll be an immediate run-in DQ finish, so I don't know what the point is.
Yeah.
Okay. Mero versus Sable's representative is next.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And as I said before, Mero comes out with the size 72 font contract.
Waving it in front of the crowd.
That says Sable's contract on it. Sable comes out in her Everlast boxing gear, which I'm a big fan of.
Me too. I like that it goes over, like the cuts above her hips.
Yeah, like she hikes them right up into her ass crack.
Baby.
She's like, Mark. No, I can't even do the Sable voice.
That's pretty good.
I'll get out of this on my own. And
yeah,
then,
she's gonna fight her own battles. I'm like, this has bad idea written all over
and
it.
JR's like, I don't know if we're ready for this intergender stuff, ladies and gentlemen.
Mark, yeah, looks like the bigger man.
Yeah, He
What a
expresses
shit.
remorse
What a shitlord.
that Sable would confront him directly, and then he points out that he dedicated his IC title win. Remember that episode? 2?
Yep.
Back to that he dedicated his IC title win to Sable when he won it against Farouk, I believe.
Yep.
So he's like, okay, I'll just go to lay down. I want you to pin me. And so he does, and she tries to pin him, but he immediately rolls her up for a win.
And wins.
And he, strangely enough, gets a really big pop for winning.
Yeah, he celebrates in everybody's face, and it's fucking
Get
hilarious.
the hell out of here, Sable.
He conducts the crowd in singing na 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 na. And then I wrote, too bad Vince rehires her and makes this entire angle obsolete.
Oh, spoilers.
Well, he does.
Backstage, we see Sable, and she's like, oh, please tell my fans goodbye.
Yeah, I didn't think that Mark could stoop this low, but I'm an idiot.
Well, duh. He almost TKO'd you the other day.
Yep.
This was a really good match, and apparently it was a special bonus bout.
Wait. Before that happens, there's a hilarious moment in backstage that made me laugh out loud when the nation is thinking The Rock is paralyzed. Like he's been at the fight, he's like, he can't do that, he's paralyzed. So funny. But yes, on to the match.
Where were we? Kaientai versus Taka and JBL.
Yep.
Taka comes out with the light heavyweight title, which I've completely forgotten about.
Yeah.
He hasn't defended that in a while, clearly.
In like months.
I don't think we've seen it since.
So much for that 30-day defense stipulation.
Jesus.
Isn't that right, Shawn Michaels?
It's just a prop, right?
Yep.
Taka tosses all three members of Kaientai out of the ring, and then JBL does like a rocket launcher from Taka and throws them onto him.
Yeah, it was really good.
Having Bradshaw in here makes him look massive. He's huge.
Also, Bradshaw's theme, it gets me so fucking pumped every time.
I'm confusing it with the Sing It?
Oh, fuck. Now I'm confusing it with Mark Marrow's theme.
Yeah, I was thinking of... We'll play it over here right now.
It's not Marrow's theme.
Okay, I'll have JBL's music play over here.
Yeah, it gets me so fucking jacked up, though.
Bradshaw. Bradshaw looks really big compared to these guys. He chases the members of Kaientai around the ring, but they won't fight him, so he has to tag in Taka.
Yep.
Taka hits a tornado DDT to Dick Togo, and all five men fall to the floor. Men's Teo plancha to JBL, but JBL just catches him and slams on the floor. Taka hits an Asai moonsault to Funaki on the floor.
But fucks up his own leg.
For some strange reason, Kaientai is wearing street clothes.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Even though they had their own outfits on Raw previously.
Yep.
Massive double arm suplex to Men's Teo to Taka. Taka goes absolutely flying.
Yo, why the fuck did Bradshaw get rid of that in his repertoire?
Yeah.
That thing looked fucking devastating. He just went fucking flying.
And then Dick Togo gets tagged in. He hits a beauty of a power slam. So they're all double teaming Taka. There's a ton of Japanese photographers at ringside, I noticed.
Yep.
So I'm not sure if that's a shoot or if it's the sort of like Yokozuna sort of bullshit that we just put guys out there.
That's a shoot, brother.
Togo hits a swanton bomb to Taka, and JR goes, I thought it was going to be a moonsault, but it was more of a headbutt.
You mean the fat senton bomb?
It was a fucking swanton bomb, JR. Like, just because the back of his neck hit him doesn't mean it was a headbutt. Taka fights off all three members with spinning heel kicks. He tags in JBL. They triple team JBL, and then they do the Kaientai pose on him. Like, where they put the foot on the back of his head. But they just get double arm suplex to hell by JBL, which I think you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, it's fucking really good.
It's probably too similar to the pedigree.
Yeah.
So he's like, nah.
Isn't that move like a tiger suplex?
I think so. Because Triple H does a tiger suplex. Or is that a full Nelson suplex? I don't know.
Full Nelson, I think. But either way, like, I think it's hilarious because, like, when I wrote it down, like, tiger suplex, I just wrote it with Paul Heyman's voice in my head. Whenever Taz, it's something, he's like, and he'd be like, one arm Taz superplex. Like, he'd just yell out whatever it was.
So the tiger suplex is like the full Nelson one that Triple H hit on Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that was really good. Holy shit.
Fucking dangerous move.
Yep.
But very nice.
But looks good.
What happens? Taka hits the Mikinochu driver.
Yep.
Kaientai breaks up the count. Togo hits the senton bomb for the win. Fucking fantastic match.
Yeah, it was a really good match. It was really good.
Backstage, we get a shot of Sable's arse in slow motion as she leaves the arena.
Oh, baby.
For some strange reason, she has a toolbox on her.
Yeah.
Also, she hasn't changed. She's just
she's just going to leave that way.
In her outfit. Okay.
All right.
Farouk versus The Rock. Farouk gets the jobber entrance because the Fink's mic doesn't work. Because Farouk crippled The Rock earlier, he can't come to the ring. Slaughter comes out and announces that Farouk will win the IC title. Do you want to do your Sergeant Slaughter voice?
Farouk! What is it? It's like The Rock. The Rock! I'm giving you 10 seconds to come to the ring, or I will award the title to Farouk.
Fucking Farouk, worst face ever, is like, yeah, I'll take that. Like, the guy might be paralyzed in the back.
I also like how King's like, what is this?
It's not
Because
fair at
everyone's
all.
like, everyone's like, he was an idiot and cost himself a title
Exactly.
match. And then they're like, well, I won't give it to him anyway. Fuck it.
Rock limps out to the ring like a fucking true babyface with his neck brace on, and Farouk just rips off the neck brace and immediately starts working it over with clothesline.
Jesus Christ.
The Rock fights back while JR discusses The Rock's early IC title win. See episode 3
Yep.
for more. And the fans' dislike of him for getting too much too soon. The Rock hits the people's elbow to a really big prop, like surprisingly big. He actually kind of gives like a look of surprise when he's doing it. The Rock hits a DDT, while a fan backs.
A Diamond Dallas Page?
Yes, the Diamond Cutter. You never saw it coming. And then there's a fan on hard camera with a sign that says, Goldberg fucking sucks. Farouk spine busts The Rock, and Tim White counts to 3, but Rock has his foot on the ropes. Farouk argues with the ref. The Rock stacks him up in the corner and then puts his own feet on the ropes to be a dick and gets the win. Of course, Farouk, like a rational human being, pile drives The Rock 2 more times.
Just like finishes his cripple job.
The face nation come to the ring to save their leader from being paralyzed for life, while DX comes out for the save.
It's not their leader from being paralyzed for life.
Poor Rock.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, poor Rock. That guy's taking more pile drivers like this month of Raw than anyone in history.
Pretty much. He sells the pile driver like a stunner every time, which is good.
Yeah, it's insane. He fucking Mario jumps for pile drivers.
Kane versus Vader, mask versus mask is up next.
Yep.
Despite the fact that Vader is putting his mask on the line, we've seen him without it many, many times.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. I said the stipulation gets ignored anyway, as Vader wears his mask all the time.
We saw him lose it at Final 4, episode 3 again. And it is not the same as Kane's mask, which completely covers his face, right? It's like a thin strip of leather.
Yeah.
However, Kane tosses Vader in the corner to start. Vader fights back, knocks him down. King wonders if Kane looks like Paul Bearer under his mask, and JR says, well, for Kane's sake, I hope not. There's a top rope clothesline by Kane to Vader. JR points out that Earl Hebner is finally back in the ring, which is cool to see.
Yeah, it is.
He's been gone with a brain aneurysm for a while. Chokeslam to Vader.
That.
He rolls out of the ring, grabs a wrench which wrecked his face in episode 10, and smacks Kane in the face with it. Vader goes for the moonsault, misses, gets tombstone for his trouble. And then, this was funnier than the part that we know and love. Paul Bearer takes Vader's mask off.
I was going to say that.
It's Paul Bearer time! And puts it on his face.
And walks backstage with it on.
And he does the Vader shuffle.
The Vader sign and the shuffle. It's fucking amazing.
That's worth a gif in its own right.
Oh, man. But then, of course, we have to soundbite the next part.
Have to soundbite this. Classic.
Classic moment.
Vader, you wanted revenge tonight, but it didn't happen. What happened out there?
Man, usually don't have any excuses. I came here tonight to compete and I got my butt whipped. I made the biggest mistake of my life. I trained, look at me, I'm so big. Maybe Vader time's over. I'm nothing but a big piece of shit. A big fat piece of shit.
Well, Vader, disappointed in his loss, explodes about how he's a big fat piece of shit. And, of course, JR has to apologize for Vader's language.
Yeah. Good God, we apologize.
This is bullshit, and it's just horrible to do to Vader. I don't know who thought this would be a good idea.
Russo.
Maybe if Vader lost a ton of weight and came back and kicked everyone's ass, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Fucking Russo. Okay, time to waste some time. They definitely needed to kill a lot of time for this pay-per-view, clearly.
Yep.
There's a legend segment with the Crusher and Mad Dog Vachon.
Luna's father?
Yes. I just remember him from Diesel ripping off his leg and beating HBK with it.
Yup.
King comes to the ring. He insults both wrestling legends. He gets kicked out, comes back in, gets kicked out, comes back in, gets kicked out again. This is a 10-minute segment, and
Gets hit with a fucking leg.
did not need to exist.
No.
Moving on. Wait, did you have any thoughts on this?
Not really. It was kind of nice to see Mad Dog thank everyone, even though he thought it was, But other than that, it was it could have been done in the dark, before the actual pay-per-view began.
What did you think of the Vader sitch? Was there any thoughts there?
Oh, I just think it's hilariously pointless because we've seen Vader without his mask before.
Mm-hmm.
When he fights in big matches, in the past, he'd never worn it.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. It's a useless stipulation, and everyone knew going into the match who was going to win.
Exactly.
Because Kane's not going to unmask, and Vader's already done it 80 times. So what the fuck is there to lose?
Completely pointless. Agreed.
Fuck.
Oh my god. Sorry, I was just looking at my Austin notes. Nation
I have a lot
Domination
too.
versus DX.
Yep.
D'Lo starts the match with the massive head shaking.
By the way, everyone in the nation at this point is now starting to develop their own persona. D'Lo's got the head shake.
Yep.
There's the Godfather. Henry's just Mark Henry. I said this is good because personality is literally all that drives this match.
Yep.
DX are all faces. Yeah.
Mark Henry's got the "I'll be good in 10 years" gimmick.
Yeah.
Just give me some time.
Does he still have that gimmick?
I'm the late bloomer.
Yeah, in 2016.
D'Lo's bouncing the Road Dogg around the ring. Road Dogg tags in Billy Gunn, who immediately clothesline Owen Hart's head off.
Yep.
JR goes, "Billy Gunn, he's a horse." And then he hits a gorilla slam, as JR says.
Gorilla?
Owen goes for the sharpshooter, but Billy tags in Triple H. It's burying time.
Yep.
Triple H looks like $1 trillion with his high knee suplex and tilt-a-whirl.
Should we play his 8-bit music?
Well, he doesn't bury him in this.
I know that's true. He doesn't win. Spoilers.
I've been looking ahead for when we can use that music again.
Oh, the rest of 1998?
Is it?
Pretty much.
I'm excited. Nation of Domination work over Road Dogg. D'Lo shines here, hits the sky high, moonsault, but misses a senton. Fucking D'Lo Brown deserved better than this.
Yep.
Road Dogg tags in Billy Gunn, who tags in D'Lo. Big brawl for both teams. There's a Fame-asser. JR screams, "Mark Henry just jerked China off." The apron.
The apron.
Owen hits the pedigree to Triple H on the title for the win, and oh my god, Owen Hart pinned Triple H.
Yep.
I would play that Ode to Joy theme, but it's a Triple H theme. But this is incredible that 6 months later, he's finally beaten Triple H.
Yep.
And not Goldust. And
oh
not
my god.
a DQ or whatever bullshit.
It's a miracle.
It's crazy that he finally beat him. It's a pointless win. No one cares, and Triple H is going on to greener and better things, but... Backstage with Vince and the Stooges. Vince is wearing the smallest t-shirt known to man. He says that the match will end by his hand only, and if Austin attacks him, he'll DQ him and strip him of the title.
Oh god.
What are you excited for this? You weren't watching this pay-per-view live.
I didn't see this pay-per-view at the time because I foolishly bought Unforgiven the first time. But after watching this one, this was a decent match.
Yes.
Here's what I had to say before we launched into the match about this match. I said this is one of the more famous matches in WWF history, not only for its quality, but for becoming a template for every anti-hero babyface versus evil owner match for the next. Well, they're still doing it.
Yes.
The story is that Vince McMahon hates Steve Austin and doesn't think he's an appropriate champion. Mick Foley wound up dumping the Cactus Jack gimmick because the fans started chanting for Stone Cold Steve Austin right as he was recovering from a beatdown by DX. So he also has a problem with Stone Cold. There we go. But yeah, they're still using this.
It's true. This is a template.
Fucking storyline. They're using it with Roman right now.
Yes.
It's a Roman McMahon thing right now. It's still, and it's the same blueprint every time.
Oh, you're making me reconsider my match of the era.
Yeah, we were talking about whether or not this could be one.
It's a great match, but
I would say it is only for the template that it brings to the table.
Yeah.
But that's the only reason.
Okay.
It could be.
Well, we'll pass on it this time.
Yeah.
This is a fucking fantastic match. And
it's really good.
I'm not going to say it is up there with, the Brett versus Austins, the Shawn versus Undertakers.
No, but it's still really good.
It's great. And don't worry, we'll have a friggin' match of the era and attitude adjustments.
We'll have, we're going to have, 1,000 attitude adjustments in the next, year anyway.
Yes.
They're everywhere.
Yes. So it's Austin versus Dude Love.
Yep.
I remember watching this on VHS when I was a kid, and I loved this match. Finkel announces Patterson, and Patterson comes out with about 5 cue cards.
Yep. For a 10-minute speech about fucking Gerald Briscoe.
My favorite part about it is where Finkel is talking about Patterson's grueling title win in Rio de Janeiro, and you hear someone on commentary go, wink, wink. Because it's just like a bullshit, like never happened sort of thing.
Yep.
Patterson shills Gerald Briscoe's body shop. He includes the address and phone number.
And phone number.
I think it's out of business. I Googled it after this.
Oh, yeah?
Dude Love comes to the ring in a blazer with his fake teeth. JR notes that Dude Love beat The Undertaker in this very arena.
Yep.
Nice work, JR. We saw that in episode 1. Austin's chances aren't very good as a result. Patterson says he's not introducing a bum when it comes time to introduce Austin. As Austin and Dude Love are facing off, the gong sounds and The Undertaker comes out to a monster pop.
Yep.
And JR does his, no one does pay-per-view like the World Wrestling Federation, which I always appreciate.
Yep.
Garrett?
Yes.
Perhaps The Undertaker should have done this entrance halfway through the match, maybe?
Yeah, not at the fucking beginning.
Because he doesn't really do anything.
He stands there.
Yeah.
If I was The Undertaker, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, why am I coming out for the first fucking 20 minutes of this match when it's a 28-minute match and I don't do anything till the very end?
Because imagine if it was like everyone's beating down Austin at one point and then The Undertaker comes out.
Well, exactly. Especially near the end when we get to the end, I'll say when I think he should have come out.
Because Undertaker doesn't even need to do the fucking darkness slow entrance.
No,
he could just run out.
I'll say when we get there when I think he should have come out.
All right.
That's a good idea.
Lockup to start. Austin flips off McMahon when he breaks them up. There's a huge Vince's gay chant, which
that's great. Oh, I think they're saying Vince is dead. So good.
Austin knocks out Dude Love's fake teeth. He starts
so
stomping
Austin
on them.
stomps on it. Also, I love King here. Dude Love has lost his smile.
Stop that. Stop that.
Stop that. Oh, it's so good.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, man.
I'm glad you appreciated that, too.
Oh, it's so funny. And he throws it into the crowd afterwards. It's disgusting.
Austin with the Lou Thez press hits the double digits on...
Fist and fire.
I've started writing hits the double digits. Basically means he flips him off.
Yeah.
He clotheslines Love out of the ring. Dude tosses him into the steel steps.
Yep.
Love works over Austin until Austin hits the neck breaker and stomps him into the corner. Dude locks in the mandible claw until Austin tosses him over the ropes and hangs him, which I always love that spot.
Yeah, good God, he's hanging. Yeah, it's so
Our
good.
first match of the era ever, actually.
I actually really like that spot, too, because when he's hanging there, JR said, Mick Foley lost an ear like that before. He actually calls back to that happening.
Unlike WCW.
WCW.
Vince and Austin are actually fighting because Austin's trying to strangle him and Vince is trying to free him.
Yep.
They brawl at the outside. Austin gets tossed into the Spanish announce table. Patterson gets on the mic and goes, "This is a reminder that this is a no DQ match."
Oh, before that, when they're brawling outside, Vince tells him, he's like, remind everyone that this is a no count-out match. So now it's a no count-out, no disqualification, which are the same thing.
And JR's like, since when?
Since when? Yeah.
Love chokes Briscoe. No, he doesn't choke Briscoe with the camera cables. He chokes Austin with the camera cables, and he charges into Gerald Briscoe and the timekeeper station to break it up. There's a massive clothesline to Dude Love over
That's the
barrier.
greatest clothesline I've ever seen.
Especially with JR's comments.
JR, yeah, just like, oh my God, he's clothesline. Oh, it's so good.
He's like, oh my God, what a clothesline.
JR's like hyperventilating.
Austin
it's
misses.
Fucking amazing.
What does he write? My notes are shit. Basically, Austin misses something, and he's in the ring, and we hear Vince yelling at Dude Love, like, he's hurt, get up! And Mick is like, Vince, I'm trying. Austin gets tossed onto the floor again. And Patterson announces that it's falls count anywhere.
Yeah, dude hits a neck breaker first, and then he makes the match a falls count anywhere match. And JR's like, since when? Since when? Since now?
And
it's so funny.
JR, as usual, says that, he's putting Mick over big. He says that Mick Foley in any
of his personas
is a dangerous individual.
Yep.
Austin charges Dude Love, but gets flipped into the car windshield, which is a pretty crazy spot.
Which shatters, yeah.
Which is considering Austin isn't wearing a shirt or anything.
Yep.
Vince counts Austin on the car, which reminds me of when he was a commentator, because he goes, 1, 2, he got him, no.
Yeah.
Austin goes for a stunner on the top of the car.
Gets fucking thrown.
But Dude Love, just tosses him off.
To the way other side, like so far away.
And then there's a sunset flip off the car, and Mick
Oh
Foley
my-
just splats onto the concrete.
It's so good.
Austin gets blasted open, which makes me wonder when the last time we saw blood that wasn't fucking Headbanger Mosh.
Quite a while.
Like, really, I feel like we haven't seen blood in ages.
Yeah.
Especially
Oh, don't
from
worry.
Austin.
Don't worry.
Yeah, well,
It's coming.
next time, right?
Yep.
He gets backdropped and suplexed onto the floor. Never go for the pile driver onto the floor, Austin. Dude Love drops the elbow off the car, but Austin moves out of the way, and Love just splats onto the concrete.
Oh, fuck. It's so bad.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Back in the ring, Love slams Austin's bloody face into the turnbuckle. Patterson passes Dude a chair, and he slams it into Austin's back.
Yo, Austin gets held back on the way in, too, by Patterson.
Oh, does
so
he?
Dude Love gets... Yeah, so it lets Dude Love hit the cactus knee. And then he starts smashing him with the chair. After Patterson... Yeah.
Dude Love double arm DDTs Austin onto the chair. Austin kicks out. Lol, Austin wins. I don't know if he needed to be double arm DDT'd onto the chair. It was a bit much. Austin hobbles up like his match with Brett, where he's like got that limp.
Yep.
And he's holding onto the ropes.
Yep.
And he grabs a chair, just fucking cracks Dude Love in the head with it.
Yep.
Despite having a clear 1-2-3, Vince refuses to count. JR's losing his mind.
Stop. This is where, when Vince refuses to count, this is where The Undertaker should have come out.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
When he refuses to count, everything should have went black, and he should have just come out that way.
Yeah. Definitely.
And that would have been way more effective. Instead, he's been standing there for fucking 30 minutes doing nothing.
The Undertaker is just standing around getting paid to do nothing. It's bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is bullshit.
This is bullshit. I keep saying that in real life.
So do I. It's
bullshit.
fucking hilarious, and I'm always like, you could shove it up your ass. Yeah. So, as you were saying,
there's a fucking snowstorm going on outside.
Oh shit, eh? It's 7 degrees and raining here.
Well, wait for it. It's coming your way.
Shut up.
Dude Love gets up. He swings a chair at Austin, but clocks Vince in the face, which apparently knocked the caps off of Vince's teeth.
Really?
Yeah, that happens a lot. I'll keep bringing it up.
Fuck me.
There's a stunner to Dude Love. A referee runs out, but Patterson pulls him out of the ring and clocks him. Dude Love gets the mandible claw. Patterson tries to count, but Undertaker pulls him out and chokeslams him through the announce table.
Yeah, that was pretty sick.
And then Briscoe goes flying into the ring and also tries to count, but he also gets tossed into the Spanish announce table.
Yep.
Stunner to Dude Love, and a classic spot that I think I've seen many times.
Austin lifting McMahon's prone hand.
Yeah, he takes Austin's own hand and just counts to 3.
Yeah.
And just like last time, his music gets played. He stares down the Undertaker, which is good foreshadowing to what's going to happen.
Yep.
And we go off the air.
Fucking amazing match.
Yeah, what were your thoughts?
On the match?
It's just in general, yeah.
The match is amazing. It's timeless. There's a reason I said it's one of the more famous WWF matches. Everyone knows about this match. And I said it's more famous for the storylines and the continuing changes during the match.
Yeah.
Where everything Vince McMahon does is so Dude Love can win. Yeah.
This is a fucking fantastic match. I'm trying to think if it might be Austin's best match of 1998, but
It could be.
I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I think it might be.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, it was really good. The crowd loved it. And it was a nice little finish that people hadn't seen before, although we do it all the time now.
Yep.
Anything else to say before we close up?
What's favorite? You want to do favorite, least favorite things?
Before we move into that, anything else?
Oh yeah, no, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, my favorite segment, Garrett, was the title match at Over the Edge. And I genuinely considered giving it a match of the era, but comparing it to the other matches, I didn't think it measured up.
Yep.
But it was a ridiculously chaotic, fun brawl, and I loved this match when I was a kid. It still held up today, although, as you were pointing out, The Undertaker probably should have come out and not
later
sat in a chair by ringside the entire time.
Yeah.
Terry Funk versus Mick Foley was really cool. Really good precursor to the hardcore matches that we're going to get later on.
Yeah, when the hardcore title comes back, yeah.
Whenever I'm watching all these Raws and I'm like, oh, why are we watching all these Raws? I watch, I'll get one of these segments and I'm like, I fucking love this segment. This is worth it.
Exactly.
And I think Vince getting arrested was probably one of my favorite segments just because of how much fun the crowd was having. They loved that.
Yeah, they loved it.
It's such a cliche now, but they fucking marked out like crazy for that.
Yep.
What was your favorite segment?
Well, that match obviously was huge.
Yep.
One of my other favorite moments was the end of the Raw just before that with JR calling that chair shot.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's fucking money when he's just like, oh, God, when you hear the fucking, like, crack of the chair on face.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good. I think everything else, I pretty much agree with you. I think the McMahon getting arrested was great, and, like, the whole feud is fucking amazing at this point. My least favorite moment is anything to do with tag teams at this point.
Yep.
The tag team division is absolutely garbage.
It's trash.
It's utter trash, and it won't get better until like the late 1998. Like when well, no, maybe the summer when like the Brood show up.
Yeah.
And then like cuz shortly after the Brood arrive, like the Hardys show up like full time, not just jobbing, and then like the Dudley Boys come in 98, I believe,
No,
or 99.
99.
Yeah.
All three of those guys come in 99, I believe.
Yeah.
Like the teams.
Yeah, all the teams, yeah. But like there's going to be good debuts in 98, and then like we're going to have such a strong roster by 99, 2000.
I think we get the Acolytes in 98.
Yeah, we should, because I think Bradshaw's like weird little singles push ends, and so does Farouk's, and they're just like, we're putting them together.
They're always happy to push that fucking Bradshaw guy, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah, Vince must really like him.
Yep.
Least favorite, I thought the DOA LOD stuff
Oh,
was
fuck,
shit.
like 8 times!
But thankfully, we only have to ignore one segment now rather than 2. I really disliked the DX skits. I liked the first one. I thought the first one was actually funny when they went to the actual arena.
I agree. I think that they were a bit over the top at times.
Like, if you cut it to the first one where they go to the arena, they harass everyone, that would be like, holy fuck, that's funny, that's really interesting. But then...
Well, the other thing I don't like is, like, their fucking things getting stale where they're just like Triple H comes out and makes a bunch of dick jokes.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing every week.
He does the, all right, let's get ready to suck it, and then Road Dogg gets on the mic, and then X-Pac does his thing, and...
It's fucking stale already, and it's only been like 5 weeks.
I skip 5 minutes of Raw every week by doing that.
Yep.
And, okay, this was kind of straddles the line between my favorite and least favorite, but the Paul Bearer segment, where Russo just loses his mind and has them talk about Paul Bearer having sex with the Undertaker's mother on the kitchen
Jesus,
floor.
yeah, he's gone crazy.
I thought that was just fucking fantastic. Even if it was shit, I was laughing my ass off while I was watching.
Oh, yeah, it's so good.
So, again, you can find us on Twitter at Tweener Podcast. On Facebook, we're also on Facebook, Tweener Wrestling Podcast. Send us an email, tweenerwrestlingpodcast@gmail.com. And please subscribe on YouTube as well. Catch our Era of Attitudes, our previous ones. I know we shilled them enough for this episode.
Yep.
And, our off-script stuff that we're doing. WrestleMania month's coming up, so get ready for that as well.
Next time is going to be good, Peter.
I am so excited for
next time is one of the episodes I've been most looking forward to since we started. Hell in a Cell's coming, everyone. Yep. So we all know what that means.
Yeah.
Hell in a Cell's coming, and that's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So, what are we going out with again?
Well, to honor Sable's 2-week retirement, we
we're going to go with her theme.
Sable's theme music.
Wow. Yeah, all right. Let's do that.
Also a tribute to the death of Mark Merrow's career.
Yes. At the hands of Sable.
Yes. Anyway, thanks again for listening. Catch us next time.
Yep, we'll see you guys later.
Take it easy.